You probably can't tell the denomination by how those boxes are wrapped, but they're pennies. Stay tuned for Penny Hunt and Fill episode number 96 in just a moment. Hey everybody, it's RobFindsTreasure and welcome back to my channel. Like I said in the intro, we have a 2-box penny hunt today in our quest to complete this Lincoln Penny Dansco album from Just Coin Roll Hunting. Now, so far for the series, we've hunted 176 boxes, but we have not found a cent in a long time, and we're stuck at 200 of the 234 cents found for the book. Now, if you'd like to start the series from the very beginning, I have that playlist linked both down below in the video description, as well as pinned up here for your convenience. Now, I do want to quickly say an apology to Pine Creek Coins. He actually sent me these boxes about a month ago, but I was going through those older penny boxes first because I was curious to see what was in them. This is part of a 4-box trade with him. I gave him 4 boxes. He gave me 4 boxes. These are 2 of them, and they're from California. Now, these boxes are taped up, but he did say that he saw they were circulated cents before he taped them up. So let me go ahead and pop the top of this first box, and then we'll do a live look at the top enders before we begin the hunt. All right, we have popped the top of the box, and definitely looks like we have all 50 rolls, but doesn't look like very many good enders as far as copper. I'll be curious to see how this box performs, and this roll looks tall, like it might have an extra cent or 2 in it. Anyway, we're gonna get right to the hunt. Now, I will give you a look at the book at the end of the hunt when we compare the finds to the album, but in the meantime, we're just gonna start cracking open some rolls and see if there's any goodies in here. I'll be back if and when we have a first find. Roll number 2 is going to give us our first wheat cent find of the box, and take a look at the reverse. It's a pretty nice wheat cent. What year is it? And it's a nice 1957 Denver. It's a nice start to the box. It's a more modern wheat cent, if you will, but it's in great shape. Just grabbed roll number 4 out of the box and flipped it around. I think that's a 1951 Denver Ender for wheat cent 2. Let's confirm it and see if there's friends with it. Well, it's definitely a 1951 Denver Ender. We'll take that one. 2 on the board. See if there's more in the roll. No other wheat cents in the last roll, but now we're on roll number 7, and we're going to have our third wheat cent reverse facing. And that's a 1956 Denver, and it is nice enough that I'll check it for the RPMs, and I don't see it. But either way, 3 wheat cents through 7 rolls, plus that to go. We're off to a good start. Roll number 12. Wheat cent number 4 is facing us. Another 1951, but this time from Philly. We're on roll number 15, and we already have our 5th wheat cent of the box. This one is a 1946 S, so we will just quickly check for that S over D, which I don't see. That is the oldest wheat cent found so far, and our 5th overall. Roll number 18. Second coin in is a wheat cent, and it's going to be number 6 of the box. And that's 1944, Philadelphia. Roll number 20, the box is doing pretty well because we already have wheat cent number 7. It was almost another ender, second from the back. And that's going to be a 1955 Denver. Roll 25, wheat cent number 8 is going to be a 1955 Denver again. Roll number 36. Wheat cent number 9. Another 1957 Denver, not as nice as the last one. Roll 41 is going to give us our 10th wheat cent of the hunt, so the box has definitely been good as far as number of finds. It's just a 1945 Philly, but nothing older than 1944 so far, with 9 rolls left. Roll number 48 is going to give us wheat cent number 11. I already saw it. It's a 1958 Denver, last year with the Wheatback reverse. Well, we finished that first box of this 2-box hunt, and it was a good box for finds. We did have 11 wheat cents, but like I said earlier, nothing earlier than 1944, so we still can't find those 30s wheat cents that we so desperately need. We got 2 pounds, 3 ounces of copper. We did have 1 Canadian that I didn't film, 1970, 3 1959s, and 4 69 S's as expected in a California box. No DDOs there, of course. Box 1 is down. Let me go ahead and cut open box 2, and I'll give you a look at the enders in just a second. All right, we have popped the top of box number 2, And you know what? It looks very similar to box number 1. Doesn't look like there's a lot of copper, but despite looking like that, the other box actually had pretty good finds. So I'm hoping it's similar, but maybe an oldie or two. Let me continue with the hunt, and I'll be back with our first find of the second box. Third roll of box 2. Wheat cent number 12 is going to be a chewed up one. And it's a 1953 San Francisco. Roll number 55 out of 100 is going to give us our 13th wheat cent of the hunt. And it's a 1953 Denver. Just grabbed roll 56 out of the box, flipped it around, and not only do we have a wheat cent, we have a wheat cent ender that's a 1936. So definitely a good ender. Our first find from the 30s, our oldest find of the hunt. And hopefully that means the box has more oldies. But let's open this up and see if it has some friends with it. Well, the good news is we have an ender like I showed you, and I flattened the roll out to take a quick peek, and I do see a second wheat cent in the same roll. So wheat cent number 14 is going to be the 1936 Philly, which of course we'll check for that DDO. And I don't see it. You would definitely see it on the date. So just the 1936, but one from the 30s like I mentioned earlier. And wheat cent number 15 of the hunt is, it's going to be a 1944 San Francisco. We'll take it. 2 older finds in one roll, and now 15 for the hunt. Roll 63, wheat cent number 16. The 16th wheat cent is another 57 Denver. Roll 64, the 17th wheat cent is a 1951 San Francisco. Roll 69, wheat cent number 18, 1947 Denver. Roll number 75 will provide us with wheat cent number 19. And that's going to be a 58 Denver. Roll 76, second coin in, will give us our 20th wheat cent, so we're averaging 10 per box, and that's another 55 Denver. Roll 80, wheat cent 21, a 1941, so we will check it for the 3 different DDOs I've mentioned in other videos. I've actually found 2 of the 3, but that's not going to be any of them. 1941, first from that year. Roll 92, wheat cent 22. That's 11 per box now, and that's another 1951 Denver. Same roll, make that 23 wheat cents, and that's a better looking 53S. Well, that's going to wrap it up for that 2-box hunt, and kind of a slow last 8 or 9 rolls, but we did have 23 wheat cents on the board, which is almost 12 per box average, and I'll take that. 11 from box 1 and 12 from box 2. We did also get our first in a while 30s wheat cent, although it's not one we need and not the DDO. As far as copper is concerned, we actually got 4 pounds, 1 ounces, so definitely a good amount of copper in both boxes despite what the enders look like. Really nothing that great on the board, so we're probably not going to have any upgrades or additions, but you know how to give the look at the books to make sure of that after I finish the recap. We did find 5 Canadians, and we did have a 1953 Younghead, but it's not the shoulder fold, and a 1957. We also had 7 1959s, and believe it or not one 69S in the second California box, so only 4 now for the 2-box hunt, all from box 1. Like I said, let me compare the finds to the book to see if we have any upgrades or additions, and as soon as I do that, I'll bring you back with a look at the book and some final thoughts. Well, I've compared the finds to the album, and as expected, no upgrades, no additions yet again, despite having a good amount of wheat cents, and it did feel good to get back on the wheat cents, but it doesn't feel good to not slot any more cents in the album. Now, after 178 boxes, we are hard stuck at 200 of the 234 cents found, and I don't know when we're going to find another one. It will happen eventually, but man, will it be the next hunt? Will it be a week from now, a month from now, a year from now? Who knows? That being said, it's always fun hunting penny boxes, so of course I'm going to keep on doing it. It just would be nice to get something for the book and for you guys. Hopefully, despite the lack of additions and upgrades yet again, you guys found this 2-box hunt fun. I do want to thank Pine Creek Coins for the trade. And even though we had a lot of wheat cents, brother, Nothing for the book this time. If you guys enjoyed it, I appreciate that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting and thanks for watching.